What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Yarrell. More or less on the Spilling All the Tea side, I am Tea Spilling, but on the Spirit and Soul platform, I prefer to go by my Hebrew name Maccabeus. And yes, this is Spilling All the Tea, but this segment is called Spirit and Soul. And it's just to give a little bit of just encouragement and just a little bit of insight just from another person. Like I said, I'm not really here to preach, but if I can help someone strengthen their spiritual relationship with God, that's what I'm here for. And today's topic is, where is your focus? Like I said, before I get started, like I said, I'm a Jewish convert. I said I grew up Christian, did sermons, this, that, and the third. So, I will reference the New Testament as need be, and I'm going to with this. But, I want to talk, but the whole purpose of where's your focus is, I think some of us, we sometimes get so lost and we look at the wrong things, and I'm going to cover a couple things in this video, and I'm going to try to keep it short for you guys. So, when I say where's your focus, one thing that I try to do, and it's not really about me, but I want to talk about me so I can talk about an instance so you guys can get a little understanding of where I'm coming from. But in the Jewish faith, like I said, there's prayers for everything, you guys. And in the morning, like I said, there's three. Well, there's actually four. It's one upon rising, but it's three major ones that I'm doing. Not to include, the laying of the tefillin, but there's the Amidah, the Aleinu, and the Shema. And, the Amidah, is the one that's actually going to be the premise of this beginning portion. And that's one of the three morning prayers that I do. And I had an instance. 2.5 years ago, I was at work, back when I worked in Alabama, and, like I said, I do air traffic control, and I had just completed the program, and, I was kind of holding off on, taking that next step to train other people, not because I was, how can I say, I was confident in my abilities, but there was one particular person that I worked with, and like I said, I'm just going to put it out there. She was a holier-than-thou Christian. Thought that what she knew was right, her way was right, and if you didn't have a title before your name, then no matter what you talked about, it was so wrong. And, she knew that I was converting to Judaism, and this was actually during the time that I was actually converting. And, like I said, she got into it with me. She got into it with two guys that were Catholic. Like, it was just like, if you didn't believe what I believe, you were wrong. Just saying. So, I find, take the test and certs and everything that I need to train other people. And, she was running that particular shift. She did not want me, to get rated in that facility. But it happened. It's one of those things where it's just like, God has his plan. It's like his will be done whether someone wants it to or not. But I knew what she was trying to do. She wanted me to, I guess, show that I wasn't ready and use that as justification to get me removed. Are people like that? Yes, they are. And, I'm not going to go into details of what happened, because if I explain it, y'all probably not going to understand what happened. But to try to sum it up, we had one, like, if you imagine north, south, east, and west, we had someone coming to land on the southern part of the airfield coming in from the south, and somebody from the northwest coming in. The aircraft coming in from the northwest was number one to land. The aircraft coming in from the south was number two because of how far the aircraft back was. But my trainee did not have the call signs, and I'll be honest, I forgot what the call signs were too. So we were trying to get in contact with the aircraft from the south, didn't work. So we pretty much showed the second aircraft to, pretty much extend and follow behind the other aircraft, which it sucks because it delayed the other aircraft. But the way that it would have been is if the aircraft coming in from the northwest would have did this, and you got this aircraft coming in from the south would have cut in. If the aircraft coming in from the south had no idea what was going on, An aircraft from the south could have done something crazy, and we could have had a collision on our hands. And again, like I said, all lives, in my opinion, matter. So I did not want that. So I took the best course of action. Well, she began to yell, and I understand that it is her shift, but I'm working on, like I said, whatever happens between me and this trainee all falls on me and my career. And I used my best judgment. And again, she did not get on any positions. She was literally just zoning and zooming in on me. And she didn't like the fact that I didn't do what it was that she told me to do. So she pretty much comes in and she snatches out my hand mic, which to a controller is a very insulting thing to do. And she was like, if you don't do what I tell you to do, then you don't need to be on position. And then she changed up the logs, pulling me off and putting her on. And I say all this to say this. I've gone through a lot of growth. And on the, regular spilling all the tea segments, I'm real hype. But I've noticed that the way that I start my day, it doesn't always dictate how everything else is going to play out. But it's a good indicator on how things are going to be, because of where my focus was. So in the Amidah prayer, and I'm going to read it to y'all, an excerpt in English, because as soon as she said that, because it's one of those things where it's like, even when we do prayers, and for those of you who are, of the Jewish faith, I encourage you, even when doing these prayers, whether they be in English or in Hebrew, is don't just say them to say them, but take the time to internalize them, every word and what it means to you. And I'm glad that I did, because, here's what played in my head as she came and me left. and I pretty much said that morning, may the sayings of my mouth and the thoughts of my heart find favor before you, Lord, my rock, my redeemer. My God, keep my tongue from evil, my lips from speaking deception. And to those who curse me, let my soul be silent, and let my soul like dust to all let be. And I'm just going to continue, but that right there was the boga, but there's a little bit more. But I'm going to read the rest and point out another key part. And open my heart to your teachings, and the commandments shall pursue my soul. All those who intend against me evil, quickly break their deception and damage their intentions. Act for the sake of your name. Act for the sake of your right hand. Act for the sake of your holiness. Act for the sake of your teachings, so that your friends will be released. Save your right hand and answer me. May the sayings of my mouth and the thoughts of my heart find favor before you, Lord, my rock, my redeemer, my maker. And it's like when I spoke that before, again, naturally I wanted to react, but I was thinking about that. Let my soul be silent. But for all those who tend evil against me, break their deception. It was one of those where, okay, I'm going to let you handle this. And I'm not going to lie to you. I stood there and, I was shaking. Because I'm sitting here like, I don't know who in the hell you think you are talking to. Again, this is what's rushed through my mind. Because there's only one woman in the entire world who pretty much has the right, and I let her speak to me however the hell she wants to. And that's my mother. That is it. She's the only woman. And will be the only woman. But when that happened, it was just like, but it was one of those where I could feel God just saying, be in your feelings. But one, let it go. Two, say nothing. And everyone is staring at me because they know my reputation. I have a reputation. And it was one of those, like, they were looking for me to pop off, but it was one of those where I know what I read, I know what I internalized, I know what I said. And it was one of those where it's just like, it was, just resonated with me. And I just decided not to, go there with this particular person. That person went outside, talked to some peers because, they were older and further along than me. And they pretty much told her, what you did was wrong. You talk to no grown person that way, all these other things. And pretty much like, it's probably best that you apologize, not because you feel that you need to apologize, but you might want to salvage your job. And this person, swallowed their pride and apologized. But it was one of those where it would have been so easy for me to sit here and go West Side Chicago, quick, fast, and in a hurry. But because I woke up and I started my day and I focused on God, that's the key. That's not that's not the lock, but that's the key. Is that I focused in on Him. The lock was following through, because in the moment I could have remembered what I said, what I read earlier, or revert back to what I know. But I chose to stay with God, and that was the lock. And it opened up, and it was what it was. And in reality, I actually saved myself, because had I reacted the way that I would have wanted to, things would have been bad. But I've had a lot of days, and I know this, where if I don't wake up, like I said, there's some days I had to, and I don't get through all the prayers. But I at least make it my mission that when I wake up, I devote some time to God, whether it be me just talking, praying, reading, from the Tanakh, whatever it is, just taking time and spending time with God and starting my focus there. Because I've noticed the way that I start my day is pretty much a precursor to how my day is going to be. Because if I start my day without thinking about God, my day tends to go all the way down. And for all of my Christian viewers and even subscribers, I'm gonna hit y'all with this, and guess I can go ahead and sign off after this. But a good thing to think about would be Matthew 14, and I believe it starts at like verse 22, and that's Peter walking on the water to get to Jesus, and his focus was on Jesus. That was his focus, just as my focus was just on the word of God and the prayer that I prayed and what I know to be true. The winds came, like I said, the water started moving, and he took his eyes off of Jesus and looked left, looked right, and then he sunk. One thing to remember is when we're going through life, the wind's gonna come, the storm is gonna come. The foundation may appear to be shaky, but it's really not. But there is an opposing force, take it for what it is, that wants you to take your mind off of where it is, just so you can sink. And sometimes it's that, or it could be you're looking over here at what this person got, and it's like, don't look at what this person got. Look at what God got for you. Stay focused on what God has for you. You have your lane to walk. Even in the previous video, I talked about gossiping. When you start gossiping or, talking about this person's life and living vicariously through this person, you go off of your path onto their path. And the thing is, that person is still walking on their path. And when you finally look up and realize, where am I at? You have strayed so far away that now you got to sit here and work overtime to get just back on the original path. So what I'm saying to you guys is a couple things. One, think about the way that you start your day. Where is your focus, and where is your focus going? And when you're focused on that thing, take your sights off for no one. Whatever, like I said, when you're focused, stay there. Don't look left, don't look right, don't look up, don't look down, look straight. Keep your sights set on that. Keep your sights set on God. Don't let nothing convince you to take your eyes, your mind, your spirit, your soul off of that. Because once you do, that's when you get into doubt and fear and all these other things. All right. So you guys, that right there was my spirit and soul segment, and talking about where is your focus. Ask yourself, where is your focus? If and truly ask yourself, are you giving God as much time as you can? Or are you giving him any time at all? Even if you've fallen astray, it hurts not to just pray. It doesn't hurt to just say, you know what, God, I know I'm not where I need to be, but thank you for giving me another day. Because there is somebody in the hospital who has, terminal cancer that is fighting for their life. Or there's somebody who just died from cancer that was fighting for it. There was somebody who was in a car accident that has been fighting. There are people that wanted to live another day, and they're not here, but they fought. But you gave me another chance to live for you and to get today right. So there you have it, you guys. With this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, share it with someone else if you really truly feel that it will be a blessing to that person. And again, to old subscribers, thank you for the support. New subscribers, welcome to the family. For those who are just stopping by, you guys are more than welcome to come through too. And I love all of you. I pray that you guys have a blessed day. And if you're, a little shaky in your, not necessarily your religion, but in your spiritual walk, I pray that, you get the guidance and the structure that you need. So until next time, I love all of you. I truly and humbly do. Peace.